Hey guys, it's Furious here with the Future Whales, and man, we got a lot to talk about. I'm so excited. So much Sith stuff. It's going to be great. We're going to rule the galaxy once again. So let's just get right into it. How do you guys feel about the Vader and Palp reworks?
Well, I'll start. I think I'm excited to see where they go in the future with any additions that get added, any Empire additions that get added, any Sith additions that get added in the future. Um, I think there's high potential that they could be the counter to the next meta that's incoming at the end of this year, in my opinion. But yeah, I think they're pretty exciting. I don't know how good they are now, right now. I know that there's some people who are getting to the top of Arena with it, and that's awesome. I hope that it just adds more variety to Arena. That's what I hope. That's all I want to see.
I mentioned this to Furious earlier, but I've been finding that the new kind of Vader or Palpatine led teams are pretty easy to beat on defense, easier than some of the other teams that you'll find in Arena, like the Jedi Ray teams. So I mean, I like seeing them in there because there's a bit more variety, but I also like having them there because it gives me an easier path to the top.
That's
Hmm.
funny.
I have not seen any in the top end of my shard yet.
Wow.
Actually, there might be one guy, but he's been testing out a lot of Empire stuff, so it's hard to tell what he does, and he's normally not on. Jury's out for.
I've got 4 in the top 20. One of them's at number 1 for me. And
We have no one.
I'm on a
We have
2-year-old
no one in the
shard,
top
so
20.
I find it interesting because my shard is, from the beginning of the game. So
Well, I haven't seen anybody on my shard yet that does that. But what I will say is that, like, as far as PVE goes, Vader's kicking ass in territory battles, which is I haven't Zetaed it.
Another thing,
No.
the second Zeta for Vader adds more to his ship, so hallelujah there.
Yeah,
That's
my
always
Vader
a
is
good thing.
totally.
I think
I
people
need, like-
don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah, I was all about it. That was my affirming decision when I decided to do that second Zeta on Vader. I'm like, I'm always going to use this ship, so there's no reason that it would be a downside. So I'm for it. He's in my
He's a-
starting lineup, and he's never going to go anywhere.
He's a Sith, though. You're always going to say to him.
Exactly. Which brings me to my next point. I immediately Zetaed my Emperor Palpatine and my Vader, and I've been running it every day, and man, it's great. I have a lot of fun. Night Sisters are the easiest now.
What's the
I
full team
smoke the
for
Night
you?
Sisters. I run Emperor Palpatine lead with Vader, Sith Assassin, Sith Trooper, and Darth Nihilus.
Cool.
And that's what I'm running right now. Yeah, I can get up to number 1. It's a little competitive climbing around. Sometimes there's a few people that are kind of like jerks and that kind of snipe you on your way up, so it gets a little ugly. But yeah, I mean, I don't have any problem climbing. It's pretty easy. Jedi trading Ray is not too bad either. So the only ones I struggle against are the ones that are completely full Zeta and have everything. I'm still missing a few pieces on my Palpatine and whatnot. So I think once I get him maxed out, that's going to change things up quite a bit. Whatever his, the bayonet equivalent is for special damage. I can't think what it's called, but he doesn't have that yet, and it's a lot of damage. I really need that, I feel like.
Going back to the ships thing, how much speed does a Zeta give a pilot?
I don't know. Gotta be honest. I know that it gives the capital ship speed, but as far as
Yeah.
the
I've heard
normal
it's
ships,
like
I'm not sure.
3 or 4, I think.
I
from
could have
what
swore
I've
it
heard.
was. Yeah, I was gonna say 3. I'm pretty sure it's 3.
It depends on the ship, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, definitely. That's one more thing I would say that I'm really looking forward to about these reworks is clearly we're gonna get a couple more Sith, and I feel like we're about like 1 or 2 pieces short of a really, unique team and awesome puzzle.
Oh,
So I'm
this
hoping that.
is-
I think it's going to happen a little sooner than you think, though. I think that we're going to get maybe Darth Sion and Darth Treya next week. And then from the raid, I'm not sure who we'll get, but it's going to be somebody huge, I imagine.
I feel like there's a team that no one's talking about, or not a lot of people are talking about, with Palpatine, and that's actually doing a Thrawn lead with a Zeta Palpatine underneath him. I think there could be a cool combination there. I'm not sure what it is yet, but I just think there could be a cool team comp there that there isn't a lot of conversation going on about. I think it's missing a
Well, what
piece.
else is on the team?
Well, I think it's missing a piece.
Trooper, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But I think we're missing a piece in Empire, and I think we're going to be getting more Empire this year, possibly. So we could see what
Well, I
happens.
mean, you'd want the probe droid.
Maybe.
You'd want Palpatine, the probe droid.
Yeah, perhaps.
Thrawn lead would be best for Arena. I mean,
Just
whatever.
depends. Just depends the way you wanted to go.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't drew Palpatine under Thrawn with Probe Droid. I think Probe Droid's better under Palpatine lead.
Yeah, I think this is a team that no one's really using yet. I think it could be a really strong defensive arena team and just a really strong arena team in general. And I'm not really sure what the pieces are for it yet, but I want to try it out at some point. It's one of those things I want to invest into and see how it goes. I'll come up with some ideas in the future and talk about it in a future cast, but I'm thinking possibly Thrawn lead with Palpatine. I want to fit Death Trooper in there. I think he's really strong, and Shore Trooper, and then one other. Not sure who yet, but like I said, I think there's a piece missing for this team to be super effective. I'm not sure what it may be, but I think we could see
Imperial Super Commando. Come on.
No.
Meta Imperial Super Commando.
Gar Saxon, dude.
Anybody else have anything to say about the reworks that you like, or?
But I just don't see them as being particularly fantastic yet. Like it could very easily be another Rey thing where a bunch of people say a bunch of stupid shit about how she sucks, but then she turns out to be awesome. I don't see what connects them yet. It is cool. I mean, obviously you get a full hat clear out of Vader, so that's nice. But that was pre rework, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, like Vader, any improvement there is great. I think if you have Wampa, Vader and Wampa are awesome together.
But I kind of feel like the Zetas themselves aren't, except from maybe the fact that they do obviously improve the ship, and then obviously if you are running them as a team, you're going to want to Zeta them. But the Zetas themselves aren't enough for me. Whereas I personally don't specifically want to run them, but obviously if they were very good, I would run them. I could run them, but I'm not going to Zeta them and run them because I don't think the Zetas are particularly worth it. And I don't think I'm going to do any better with that team than what I currently got.
I got to be honest. I think that what we're missing is one more guy that they're going to bring to the table, and it's going to be a Sith. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Darth Sion, and I think he's going to give protection back to the team. Because that Palpatine unique is really weird, and having it on his own just does not make any sense.
I feel like it works. No. I feel like the Palpatine.
But it doesn't give him any. He has no way to get any protection back.
But
here's
the thing: if Palpatine doesn't get touched, I think this is something that's an interesting idea, right? And the one thing I've said about him is that they needed to make him more beefy, and that's exactly what they did. They made him more beefy. He's a good character, I think, all around. He just was way too squishy before. Now he's not. As squishy with that Zeta that gives him the 50% protection, and and then if you add some protection mods on top of that, he's a pretty beefy character now, and he does a crap ton of damage. He's got that stun going, he's got shot going. I think he could become a cookie cutter character in the future. I think there's a possibility for that, and people just are not exploring it yet.
Like I said, I think if you run him with Thrawn in the Empire, that makes sense, but there's no other way for him to gain protection under that, unless he's like a Krennic lead or some weird thing. But as far as the Sith go, there's no way to get protection back at the moment. There's nothing that gives protection. So it just seems kind of weird that they'd take all the trouble to rework him for all these good synergies, release more Sith and so on, but have him like not line up at all.
Well, I think
weird.
He's meant to line up with Empire more than Sith, to be honest with
you. Yeah, I don't see him in like a lot of like the Sith lineups that I have in my head. So,
it remains to be seen. I think that the Vader one was a pretty clear indicator of things to come in the next raid. I think that Vader's going to be really good in the next raid because he can't have his turn meter reduced.
Is that really good, like the droids were?
Hey, we'll see. We'll see.
So you're fully positive.
That's just my prediction. I feel pretty certain about it. It just seems like, they've kind of figured that out lately. I don't know. Anything we've seen that looked bad ended up being really good.
I think it's a good idea for anyone that's thinking about it to wait.
Does anybody disagree with that? This is, I guess, my logic. Think of anything that's come out in the last 4 months. At first, you were like, oh, I guess it looks pretty good. I don't know. And then it ended up being way better than you thought. right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Anybody-
I thought we
does
thought
anybody
Marauder was
disagree?
going to be great, and he's not.
Well,
I think that
I think
Marauder
that-
is probably great.
I think that we don't know that Marauder's great or not great yet until people can actually use him a lot more, right? Because we've had this with characters before where the whales come out and they say, hey, we whaled out this character, he's not very good, he's not doing the damage we want him to do. And then months later when more people get their hands on him, people find ways to use these characters that you didn't expect. Holdo is another example of that. People are using Holdo, even now. So I know I hate her too.
Are they? I have not seen
I have.
Holdo used anywhere.
I have. She's in my arena. But then again, I'm on a whale heavy arena, so I don't know what to say about that. But
I'm on a whale heavy arena. I've not hold up once.
But
you get what I'm saying. Night Sisters were way bigger than we thought. I mean, everybody thought they were going to be good, but I mean, Jesus,
Yeah,
nobody
I
thought
think-
they're going to be as good as they are.
I think people need to start giving characters
I think
and reworks
a
more
chance.
time before they just throw them out or say they're amazing, because you just don't know what's going to happen. So what I would
I got a
say,
feeling Marauder is going to be really good.
what I would say is, for anyone thinking about investing heavily into Palpatine and Vader because of the reworks, take your time with it. Give it some time. We've still got more time this month for more stuff to come out. So wait to see what happens. With that before investing heavily, and go forward from there based on what comes out. I think same thing with Sith Marauder. Just wait on Sith Marauder. I mean, if I was a whale, I don't know if I would whale out on Sith Marauder. I would wait and see what happens with it.
Yeah, I was going to originally, and then we got the videos and stuff, and I was like, oh, this is not immediately great. So I'm gonna wait.
It's not a character that's meant to be the most amazing character in the universe. It's just
Interesting.
another support
I
character.
totally disagree. I
He
think that
looked- He
he's gonna
looked
be the piece
amazing
that
on
you
paper.
need. He's going to be the piece that you need to do a shitload of damage in the raid with the Sith.
Yeah,
They
if
currently
you
don't have somebody that just wrecks and does a lot of damage. They don't have anybody that does that right now.
Isn't that what Palp's for?
Yeah,
Palp
I
doesn't
would
do
agree.
that much damage.
He does insane damage. What are you talking about?
Nah, not really. Most of Palpatine's damage comes from his, stun. Not his stun, but his unique. Sorry, not the stun.
He still does.
You
good
get a lot of damage out of that.
Yeah,
I'm not saying he doesn't. But you can't apply shock to the tank, dude. So, for example,
You can
I don't
apply
think you can
shock
shock.
to the side turrets, though.
I don't think you can apply shock to the Rancor either.
No, but you can apply
But
shock
that's
to
what I'm
the
saying.
turrets on the tank, which.
But I'm
in
just
turn
saying
will
that
help you.
Sith Marauder is going to be able to murder these things. Like, that's what I think. And especially if they end up increasing the level cap, he's going to be even stronger. A lot of his stuff looks really scaled.
Yeah, it's an interesting character. We'll see how it turns out. I think in the future.
So nobody is on the Marauder train. Nobody likes him. Everybody thinks he's not that great.
I like him.
I like Marauder. I think he could be really cool. It just depends on what's going to come with the future characters.
Yep.
I
To
think
me,
he's gonna-
to me, it's a cool design, but he doesn't seem to have the stats to back it up.
well, he's a simple character. It's like Sith Assassin. Sith Assassin is great. Very simple kit, utility. I
agree.
think on a lot of teams, he can push a Sith team to the next level.
Yeah, but he's meant to be damage, and you look and you're like, why am I running him and not Wampa?
Interesting.
Because his damage, I don't know, his damage ramps up. I think I need to see more people use him before I say the jury's out on it.
I've been really hoping that we would get two things from the Sith. Something that gives my team more buffs, just in general. The Sith don't have a lot of buffs, and I think that kind of sucks. It'd be nice to be able to get some buffs on my team, because like Jedi Rey, for example, it's like absurd how many buffs they get. Just be nice to have a Sith buff, or whatever. Somebody a unique buff. Just give me some damn buffs on my team. Jesus Christ.
What we really need is a dispeller, in my opinion.
That's what I was going to say. I would take some.
I was gonna say that next. That's the other thing I want. I want both of those things. I want somebody that gives my guys green shit, and then somebody that takes the red shit off my guys. That's the two things that we want, and we don't have. So the one thing that
healer would be nice too, to some extent.
I think they might go a different way with it, and I think they might just give you something else that makes it even more rewarding for having debuffs across the board, even if it's on your team.
Well, they've already
Like,
sort of
maybe
done
they'll-
that, right? To some degree.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So I think that they might follow it through. Like,
Because the
they
Sith
might
are
make
fueled by
another.
pain, right? right? So imagine
So
this.
what if they make Darth Sion, for example, because he's the Lord of Pain, right? What if they make it so he increases your entire team passively based on the amount of debuffs in play on your team and the other team?
I don't think it would be that. I think it would be Sion does more damage based on how many debuffs are on your team. That's what I think.
Yeah,
but
he's a tank, and I don't want him to be damaged. Like I'm gonna have to sweat a damaged tank.
But see, the thing about Sion is that sure he's tanky, and I was one of the first people that thought that, you know, like he would probably end up being a tank. I hear a lot of people thinking he's going to be a damage dealer. I think he's going to be a tank, but at the same time, Sion is still a really accomplished sword fighter. And so I think that there's definitely going to be some sort of aspect of his character if they add him into the game as a playable character, there would definitely be an aspect to his character that's damage of some sort.
I think that's true. Yeah, I think he probably will have a high damage ability that he can use or whatever. But I just would really like to see him kind of utilize debuffs or buffs for my team, just because we don't have a way to remove the the debuffs. So it'd be nice if we could get rewarded for having them or something like that. That'd be a cool mechanic. That'd be a cool mechanic that we don't have yet. Instead of just getting another push a button cleanse or whatever, that'd be a cool mechanic.
I suppose.
Reward you for having debuffs. Like if you were rewarded for having debuffs, I'd really like that. That would be like the coolest.
More damage.
That's a really cool Sith idea.
Something.
Yeah, or just whatever. There's a lot of ways it could work, but I want to be rewarded for having tons of debuffs on my guys.
That could be really good.
Makes sense. More speed. I like it.
More speed for him. He goes more the more debuffs he has. These are things that I think are legitimate and could be implemented.
Or they get offense % increase based on the amount of debuffs, something like that. That would be awesome. Mm-hmm. You get 1% offense for every debuff on your team or whatever.
Yeah.
It could be his data or whatever.
And that could R2.
I think R2 a lot of numbers.
That could be a counter, a ray counter, a big ray counter, I think.
I think it'd be a counter to a lot of teams. It would make for a very strategic play because you'd be like, man, I got to be careful putting all these debuffs up. Like, I can't just spam all my shit. Anyways, not to go on and on to that, but I'm just hoping they give us some type of dynamic out of this, because what did we get? A really simple Sith Marauder who looks really cool, but he looks like he fits into some bigger picture that we can't see yet. And I think Vader probably fits into that picture too.
Well, here's what I was wondering about.
The new raid is what I'm saying specifically too. I'm saying in the new raid. Those are the guys that I'm looking at for the future. I think that they might have a place.
Well, I think that it's obvious that there's more stuff coming that are going to be Sith related. But why? Okay, so why did they call this stupid thing Shadows of Malachor and then Lord of Pain 1? How does that work out? Like,
it was a mistake.
To me, it's a really bad mistake. So we're either going to get like more Lord of Pain. I don't even really know what it's supposed to be called because it's Shadow of Malachor, but.
Well, if I remember correctly, I forget the exact name, but we had the same structure last year when we got, I think it's a Lord of Hunger, and we got Nihilus.
That's my three events. Yeah, so I was going to say.
Lord of Hunger 1, 2, and 3. We got 3 tunes. So I'm thinking it's going to happen again. I think we're going to get 1, 2, and 3.
I think
there's a synchronicity there.
I think there's a possibility that it could work out differently. I think we could get another grunt character.
Yeah, I'm thinking the Sith, the Juggernaut. That would be sweet.
That would be cool. I think we could get another grunt, and then I think there's a possibility the Lord of Hunger himself could be the reward for the raid. There's.
You mean Lord of Pain?
Lord of Pain.
Well, it should be Treya would be the raid reward. If they're going to do Sion as a marquee, they would.
What I'm saying is,
Treya
I think there's a possibility that Sion won't be a marquee. I think there's a possibility that he could be the raid reward, and they're building up to that with these events. It's just.
What do you think if they made? What do you think? I had this thought, and it's kind of crappy, but I'm going to say it because I thought of it. What if they gave us 2 grunt characters, and then you got Darth Sion and Treya for the raid rewards?
I think that's a possibility too. I think there's all sorts of possibilities.
I think there's also a possibility that we're going to get like a rebel as a reward, like a new Han Solo.
No, it wouldn't be a rebel. It'd be like the Jedi Exile.
Like Sith. It could be like Han Solo holding a Sith item.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal.
It'd probably be, if they did something like that, it'd probably be Jedi Exile. But I don't think they would do that. calling it a Sith raid and stuff. People are excited for Sith and more dark sides. So making a light side guy the reward, they would get a lot of hate for that.
But I feel like we've been watched this movie before. When you get people excited about the dark side, they show a flash where it could potentially be great, and then they immediately take that and they smash it into pieces, and you get something like R2 during the dark side month.
Look, I don't think that there is any possibility that we're not going to get a really good dark side Sith character soon. I don't know.
Yeah, why?
But
next week, probably, right?
So
yeah, maybe, yeah.
So
it'll be announced next week. I don't know if we'll get it.
So in my opinion, I don't know. Like I just thought about this. Just the name of the event where it's also Shadow of Malachor, right?
Yeah.
And Malachor. So Malachor was two things. Was one of the big battles in the Mandalorian Wars, right?
According to Rebels.
Revan.
No,
right.
We're not getting Revan. No.
Revan.
And then it was also the final battle with two of the Sith Triumvirate in KOTOR 2, right?
Yes.
So, and we already know it's dealing with the Triumvirate.
Yeah,
so it could be.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, like, it's because it's obviously because going back to that, because I originally was thinking about the Swgoh stuff, the Old Republic stuff, not the Knights Republic stuff. And then now I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's obviously not going to be that if it's talking about Malachor. Right, so yeah, based on that, I'd say it's going to be Sith Triumvirate. I'm thinking we might get, like you said, another lackey. And then either, because it's also called Lords of Hunger, I'm thinking we might get...
Lord of Pain.
Lord of Pain, sorry. Because it's called Lord of Pain, we might get Sion as a marquee, and then like Kreia as a raid reward.
I really, really, really want one of them to be a raid reward. I don't care who... But they need to have one of these characters be a raid tier character, if you know what I mean.
Well, yeah, I agree 100% with Furious. I think Revan is your raid reward, and I think you could do Treya and you could do Sion as marquee events because people would buy those. Like the whole thing with marquee events, and I think I don't think Executioner sold particularly well. I don't think Marauder is going to sell that well. I think Treya and Sion doubling down on two different named marquee things would be a really good way for them to do what they need to do, which is make money. So, and then your highest tier, of course, would be Revan, who, if he's like a Kenobi level character, would be awesome for the game.
So I want to say what I think about this. I think that Revan is going to be much harder to get than a raid reward character.
Oh yeah, I don't disagree that they could make a ton of money.
I think Revan, they could make way more money on Revan, and they're probably going to save him for like here's what I think they're going to make a raid character that's going to be a requirement for him. Then you're going to have the hard node character of Darth Nihilus. Then you're going to have Treya or Sion, who's going to be probably another really hard to get character somehow, depending on where they place him in the game. When it goes free to play, then you're going to have some legendary character that's required or something for Revan, and and that's kind of going to be how they go about it. And you're going to have to build up a lot of crap to be able to get these characters to get Revan when they eventually come out with him. I don't think they're just going to make him a raid reward. I think that's too easy, and not enough money from that, right?
What you're saying is next February is Villain's Journey or whatever.
Yes, that's
well,
what I'm saying.
That'd be really cool. I would love to see that. Don't get me wrong, but the problem is I don't think they make money on the heroes' journeys but they make money on Panic Farm before then.
That's what.
But what character would you Panic Farm? Because they're already putting the characters out now.
Yeah, so but that's a year from now, exactly. So
but
we could Panic Farm these guys right now.
We're speculating right now that both of these characters will come out. Maybe both of them will come out. Maybe only one of them will come out now, and then one of them will come out right before the thing next year.
Now, if they made Treya like next February, if they made like what is she, the Lord of Betrayal or something like that? What's her thing? I
can't remember.
I thought it was Fear or something like that.
Fear would work better.
She has to scream, so yeah.
Lies, fear, betrayal, something like that. But anyway, if they did her next year, then I can totally see that. But that means then we're not going to get her.
But there's a fifth, right? So we have the Sith Triumvirate, right, as the requirements. Let's just like take this through to the head here. You've got the Sith Triumvirate would be requirements for Revan, right? And then what are the other two that would be required?
Then you'd want HK for sure.
Maybe
He'd be like the easy old one.
Yeah, possibly.
I mean, it's his droid, so you'd need. Unless they did something really weird, which is that if you had a light side Revan and a dark side Revan, you take the light side Revan, and then you have a villain's journey with like light side Revan, HK, and like.
Let's just go with the idea there's only one Revan for now.
Well, they owe us about 10.
Yeah, but let's go with the idea that there's one dark side Revan, and that's what we.
Well, they'd fill it out. They could fill it out with more named characters that we don't have in the game yet, or they could go with the goons like Trooper, Assassin, Marauder, whatever.
Yeah. But, I mean, the idea that they want to make it hard to get, I think we're going to need a hard node character. Here's what I think. I think we're going to need a hard node character, going to need a raid character, going to need a character that you get from some sort of a hard-to-do event of some sort. I don't know, maybe a legendary. Then we're going to need a character that's a 16 energy node character, right, in the Cantina.
If they don't have 20 energy nodes by then.
Yeah, if they don't have 20 energy nodes by then. But you know what I mean. We're going to need a character that's one of the high energy nodes.
For sure.
That's what I think. That's what I think it's going to be.
Well, I think that's the character that they could, like, what other characters other than, say, like, Padme, what characters can they really cash in on?
I think there's a few.
C-3PO.
Yeah.
They could do it with C-3PO.
How crappy would it be if you needed both Jawas and Ewoks to get C-3PO?
I mean, I'd love it. I mean, it would be fun.
I know, but I'm just saying.
I mean, it's stupid, and it would be a pain in the ass for a lot of people, but, like, I think it's fun. Like, I still love that one idea that somebody had about having a Jar Jar Binks legendary event where you need 5 garbage characters, 7-star, that, like, reasonably geared, like Cup and Mob Enforcer to get the worst legendary character in the game.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Revan is definitely one they're going to cash in on, and not one they're going to make a tank reward. I just don't. If they do that, I will eat my words, but I'm shocked beyond belief.
But it would be really cool if they did. If they actually said, you know what, everybody wants this, and this is what we're going to give people.
It would shock the hell out of me. I would not be expecting it. It would be completely out of left field for me.
But I will say this much, like, everybody should do whatever they can, like Trooper and Assassin. And if Padme ever comes into the game, get ready for a real villain's journey, because that's going to be crazy.
Yeah, if she comes into the game, I'm taking that signal.
She's coming into the game with the next, in my opinion, with the next territory battle they do on Geonosis.
I hope so.
That's what they're going to do.
Yeah, when they release that territory battle, it'll probably be after the Solo movie, I feel like.
Yeah.
Did you see how long it took us to get this one? Let's not count our chickens.
I'm not counting my chickens. I'm just saying I know they're going to do another one, and that's probably going to be the one that they do when they do another one,
Yeah, but it's probably pretty easy for them to just pop out another skin for it, Just has different character requirements and stuff. It's not really like they have to remake the whole thing.
Well, they kind of do, because they kind of have to make new characters that have different abilities that you face against. Then they have to make, plan out the phases, plan out the.
Well, they definitely make less than they made last time. That's what I'm saying.
Sure. But yeah, I think that'll be what they end up doing at some point. I don't know when.
So everybody, what do you guys? That's what we think. Maybe Traya, maybe Scion, maybe some lackeys or whatever.
Yep.
Well, I think Scion for sure, because I think they tipped their hat with the Lord of Pain 1 graphic. Oh, I hope he's gonna, and I think Nihilus, who's been garbage for about.
He's still used in Arena.
Well,
I mean,
yeah, but he's been garbage since Thrawn, really.
I don't know if I call him garbage.
Okay, not garbage, but I mean just in Arena, kind of.
He took a big hit.
He did,
yeah,
but he's still around. I mean, I see him around my arena quite a lot still.
I was going to say
he's definitely taken a big hit. I wouldn't say he's down, but he definitely took a big hit.
Yeah.
Me to finish this. What I was going to say was that I can see him coming back in a big way in the future, and I'm excited about that because I like Nihilus a lot.
I just gear 12'd him, so crossing fingers.
Yeah, hope, pray.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Yeah.
Boo.
No, the Sith Empire is what we will build. The rise of the Sith once more to rule
At last
the
we
galaxy.
will reveal ourselves. At last we will have revenge. Well, what do you guys think about the upcoming Sith raid?
Biggest news that
Excited?
we've had since the HAT. So
Yeah, it's huge news. I'm all about it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
excited.
like I'm trying to think of how they're gonna do it, of like what they're gonna do. Even I have no idea.
Well, there's going to be a phase for each of the main Sith, I think, for sure.
It
And
seems
then one
like we're
phase
gonna
just
need
fighting
'em.
lackeys. I guess.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah, I think so. Because Scion actually has the Marauders with him most of the time. So you could possibly have a phase with Scion and the Marauders, then just Scion, then Traya, then, Nihilus, possibly.
Well, Nihilus should go first. Should be probably Scion and Marauders, Nihilus, Scion, Kreia.
Yeah, I think you go Scion. Or, I'm sorry. Yeah, you'd go Scion, Nihilus, Traya would be the progression, and if they
Interesting.
stick to the game.
Well, if you're doing Scion twice, which makes sense, you do Scion on either side of Nihilus if you're following the KOTOR order.
Could be
Which they probably would.
I don't know. They might.
It's just gonna be it's just gonna be weird to worry about 2% damage, which again, and I hope that's the mindset we get into, where it's so hard for initially, where we just have to like wing it out,
See,
2% and just.
I can't imagine it's gonna be too crazy at this point because I'm like, they would have to introduce a whole new gear tier, which they very well might.
I don't think they're
But,
going to
like-
do that. That's not happening. I'm sorry.
But like like no matter what, like they can't. How hard then can they make it if even people already have Gear 12 stuff? You know?
Yeah, look. I think it's going to be a mechanics thing, not a health and like total overall damage thing, right? I think we're going to have to learn how to play around the new mechanics of the raid. That's the best way to create a new raid, is to make new mechanics that your players have to learn how to play around and work with. Just adding a raid in that has like characters that have more health and they do more damage to you and you do less damage to them. I don't see that being very fun in general. I think new mechanics is the way to go, and that's probably what's going to happen with it. I was talking.
Oh, we're gonna have to
seriously.
run one that's. We're gonna have to run a non-heroic version once. I forgot about that.
Yeah, probably.
Ugh.
Well, it's gonna be, okay. So if they don't add a new gear tier, it's basically going to be pretty much easy mode from the beginning. Once people learn the mechanics, you're going to be pretty much able to roll the raid. I don't see them doing that. I mean, if you think about how like they tune events, I feel like maybe they won't add another gear tier, but they'll add different gear at Gear 12 since half of Gear 12 isn't done yet.
Man,
So maybe
I
that's how they'll do it.
Oh.
I don't
Well,
think
so here's
Yeah, but that would take you to Gear 13 if they added the other half.
Well, can
Right.
they add the other? They would. Shoot.
No, that's not happening.
well,
they just added Gear 12. They're not going to add Gear 13. Like this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
right. So here's the thing: like they don't have to make. They can make it high enough health and everything that it's not possible to do a full solo yet. Like think about it. We just got teams that can do a full hat solo. How long has hat been out?
A year.
Yeah, so like they don't have to make it soloable at this point. It's just gonna be you're gonna be able to do a lot of damage. It's not gonna be as hard.
When
If
it's
they
not
can make it
about-
harder
it's
than
not
that.
about
A lot of the
soloing,
tunes that
in
are
my-
used to solo it weren't even out when the tank was released,
Yeah, and I don't think
right?
I don't think it's about
There was no
soloing.
BB-8,
though.
there was no this, no that. Most of these characters didn't even exist yet. There already was a tank.
Hey
It'll
guys,
probably-
they could always bring out level 90.
Oh, I hate
Yeah, level 90 I think is pretty much assured with the credit packs.
I don't like this idea yet. I would not be happy about that. I'll just say that.
Well, nobody should like it. You're gonna have to find a way to level up every character that you want to raid with.
I was assuming. At the beginning of this year and at the end of the last year that the level up cap increase would happen towards the summer, because that's usually when they do the level cap increase for the game.
Well, they've done
That's
it.
not really true.
No,
Since the
that's not
last one.
true.
Yeah,
When was the last one then?
HAT.
Yeah,
Was when the
was
tank
that?
was released.
When was that?
That was November.
It was in
The
November.
one before was with Rancor, so
I just,
Yeah, exactly. They came with the raids both times, dude. So and now there's a
It
credit
just
pack.
seems
and a
really.
raid.
It just seems really underhanded and weird to do a
This
gear.
is EA we're talking
No,
about.
but do a
Underhanded
gear-
motto.
Do a gear increase and then only like 2 or 3 months after that do a
Think of it this way.
I don't know.
Think of it this way.
You get that sense of pride and accomplishment going.
What have they been saying? If you've been following any of the Game Changer stuff, they've been saying February is going to be huge. There's going to be huge news.
Yeah, and
We haven't got.
it.
We haven't. No,
Yeah,
we haven't yet. No.
Yeah, are you
They
kidding
haven't
me?
even.
A new raid
listen to
is
me,
huge.
listen to me. They have not even been down there yet. They're going there this weekend. So there's no way that we've got all the news because they haven't even done it yet.
I didn't say we have everything. I just said we do have.
No,
huge
well, I'm
raids.
saying we got the teasers, we got the appetizer, we haven't got the main course yet. Like that's
The
just
fillets on the table.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Present
I
it.
honestly believe
yeah,
it.
they're gonna wheel it out.
I honestly agree with Furious on this because, like, they would have made a bigger deal hyping up the raids and stuff instead of just dropping it if it was supposed to be such big news.
That's
Mm.
exactly it. It's misleading. It's
Where did
misleading.
we-
You
where
thought
did-
you thought you were getting a raid and you were all pumped and you're like, yeah, I'm getting a raid. It's all cool. And really, you're getting way more than that. You don't even
Right.
know.
Example, how did we hear about the raid? They literally just put a post on the forum. There was no lead up, there was no build up, it was out of nowhere. They just put a post on the forum.
Yeah,
We got
that
more
happens
build up for
sometimes.
Rose. We got more build up for the release of Rose than that.
Well, we get more for every character. To be fair,
No,
If you
Marauder,
look
we
at it
didn't
that
get any.
way.
Marauder, we didn't get any. There was nothing. They just put them out.
Right, which is why I'm saying that wouldn't be the big news.
Oh God, poor Rose.
uh-huh.
She's a fearsome resistant attacker.
All right, here's the deal. Anytime you hear them giving you something that sounds cool, what you need to wonder is what be required of me. Like, how far behind am I from it? And the answer is usually you're very, very far behind, and you're going to need to catch up. So, a level cap increase, all that does is it creates a new credit crunch, but it's pretty easy to accomplish that through time. And you could just, so I would say number one, you should be saving every credit you have. I kind of stopped buying mods from the store, kind of stopped everything
I'm
because
at
I'm
20K.
expecting. It's bad. I'm at 23 or 24, so it's really like it's not where I'd like to be. I'd like to have twice as much, but because it's probably going to cost about, I would say, 5 million or so to level it from. Right? Is that kind of?
It's about 2
Not a
million.
chance, dude. I was thinking 10. It's going to be 2 million a level.
It's about 2
You
million.
think 2 mil level?
But it's about 2 million right now, right? To get from 80 to 85, right? It's like two.
Okay.
two
Yeah, but it
something.
gets more expensive though.
No, I
It's
agree
like
with
think
you.
about how level a ship and how easy it is in the beginning, and then it just gets really.
If I
hard.
remember correctly, and I could totally be wrong, but I want to say it was like over 1 million from 84 to 5, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So
about
even if
4.
that was what it was, that would still be 5 million for the next 5 levels. So it's going to be at least that, probably more.
Right now, it's 6 million from 0 to 85, whereas it was about 4 million from 0 to 80. So it's probably going to be around 10 million from 0 to 90, or even worse.
Right? Yeah.
Maybe
So
12.
you see my math, right? I'm pretty sure, dude. 10 million sounds like the right number.
I think
We'll
it might be
see.
about 12 million.
We'll see. I don't know. Still speculation that it's even going to happen. I don't think we know for sure, but we'll see. I mean, it's
Well,
a
we
strong
should
possibility.
clarify. We should clarify the main reason that we are thinking this is because of the release of the credit pack,
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
I suppose you could also
which
say
is a
that
recent addition.
you could also say that credit pack was added because they're going to be adding a ton of characters, and they want whales to whale out on leveling the characters up and all this kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
but adding like a lot of characters to the game, that's a manageable. Say they add 10 characters to the game, it takes how many credits to level 1? Like, is it like 6 to 8 million to level from 0 to?
Yeah, he was saying about 6.
Yeah, it's like it's not that much. That's a manageable quantity. So if you had 10, that's 60. That's not an obstacle. You could have got that with the old style credit packs, which were even worse than this.
Yeah, I was going to say you could easily still
Did
accomplish
we
that.
have credit packs like not I
Yeah.
mean
They
like
stopped.
right no, I mean did we have credit packs already? Are these just a different kind of credit pack and updated?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
we had
the-
credit
they-
packs before.
the old credit packs were horrible.
Okay. So they did exist before this update is what I'm asking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they retooled them.
Okay. All right.
The new credit pack costs 1.12 or 1.12k crystals, so 1,120 crystals. The credit ultra pack and it gives you anywhere between 1.18 million and 3.56 million credit.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
That's a lot of crystals to credits. I'm just saying, who the hell needs credits that bad? Nobody.
Credit crunch is real for some people. I mean, I don't know.
Not that.
Because my
But
I'm
character's
just
that
all
real?
saying. I'm just saying, not
85.
that real. Not that real.
Like, if you assume the minimum, because you always should, it's 1.18 million for 1120 credits. So if I can do the math properly,
That's
I would say that arguably you probably get more from your Cantina refreshes than that.
right.
you
What was
you
it
get
before?
less than you get just over 1,000 credits per crystal,
That's kind
Yeah,
of
see, that's weak.
which is pretty bad.
What
Yeah,
was
but
it
if you
before
don't
then?
care,
What
just
is
half
it
that.
before? And the other ones? The other ones are even worse.
It'd be interesting
Yeah, I
to see
know,
the
but I'd like
numbers
to
on
know.
how much they sell because
Yeah, but Brendo, think about it. You could even do like your 200 crystal refreshes and you'd still make more credits.
No,
I,
do-
I kind
know.
of think like anyone who would buy these has probably already bought the existing packs.
even people like Warrior are like, yeah, no. So I feel like there is a reason that they're there.
It's
I agree.
for people who just click to get what they want without regards whatsoever to the price.
Right. So the previous worst value one, was like I think 70,000 credits for 85 crystals, and that comes out to 823 credits per crystal.
My God, it's just such a ripoff.
Yeah, but it was definitely a weird addition, right? Like it was unnecessary and odd. So,
Kind of
and it is right before the raid, so it, you got to take what they're laying down,
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's
I think.
right? That's where I'm at, Brendo. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't think it matters, but they did it, and they did it for a reason. It took them how long to fix the ticket counter and all this other stuff, but they
So-
messed with it.
Do you think raid is coming next month?
I think it's coming
Alright.
next week, dude.
So
Yeah,
what
it's
is
definitely
everybody
soon.
doing?
They would not tease it with like a long run up because they know that's just bad for business.
Well, unless it breaks. Because how was 3 months?
I think they're bringing
Um,
the game changers because the game changers need to test the damn thing. That's
Yeah,
my
I
opinion.
think we'll see it in about 10 days' time.
No, dude, the game changers aren't testers.
Yeah,
they're
When
not
they're
testing.
recording,
Well,
we'll see
yes.
videos on it.
To some
They're
degree,
already
they
done.
are.
They're
It's
hype.
already done.
They're hype men. They're not
Yeah,
testing. They're
To
hyping.
some degree, they are testers because they get content before anybody else does to play it, and then oftentimes they send in reports about things that are broken before the things ever come to the actual game.
That
Yeah, but
doesn't
the
make them a
real-
Yeah,
tester.
but they're like third-degree beta testers.
Yeah, that's what
The
I'm
real
saying.
reason they're doing it is because they want them to promote it.
No, I know that, and I'm not stupid. I'm just
A
saying
lot of the stuff
I
that they
think-
find is from people who watch those videos too. It's not necessarily game changers themselves.
Yeah,
so
I
it's
know,
really
but
like
that's part
they're
of
using the media.
that's part of why they exist, though, is to
But that does not negate the fact that the game is already done.
Yeah, I'd say it's
Well,
the
sure,
fact
it's
that they
creative,
maybe
yeah.
get things changed is a byproduct.
it's
It's
done.
not the reason.
yeah. It's
Maybe
gotta
they'll
be in
fix some
gold
bugs.
for sure.
Maybe they'll fix some bugs or whatever, but that stuff's coming out. They're going to be playing it this weekend, and we're going to be looking at it next week, and then maybe the week after that we'll be playing it.
Yeah. So next month, in that case, right?
I'm saying within the next, what's today, Thursday? Within the next 10 to 11 days we'll be playing it. Today's the 15th, so I'm saying maybe by the 24th or 25th we'll be playing it.
I'd be happy with that. I'd be fine with late February.
And there's one reason I'll say it, because they said that February was going to be bigger than last year, and so far it isn't. So far it's all about what's coming up. We haven't had anything big drop yet,
Well,
so
if we
they have
get
to
two
drop it in February.
characters, let's say we get 2 more characters this month, 2 more Sith characters, a really big one, and a small.
So then it's
one.
on par.
That's on par.
Yeah, exactly. Then it would be on par, not bigger. They said bigger.
Yeah, and I think they were talking about like huge, bigly, like in the dumps.
Yeah, and they made it. There's been a lot of hype on the forums about it. They've been hyping it, hyping it, hyping it. So something big is coming, bigger than just a character.
And I wouldn't be surprised too if they try to like throw some like Last Jedi stuff at us too.
I don't know about.
So,
I mean, it would
on the
have to
back
be
burner.
dark side.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with that. I just want to see Hux and Snoke. That would be.
Screw Hux. Give me a
We know
majority
that in
card.
March. We know that late March and April, we're going to start seeing solo stuff. So
Well, no. So the DVD release date is March 27th. Is the release?
Wait,
date
what
of
is this
the
for?
US. The Last Jedi DVD release, March 27th. So we're definitely gonna
Okay.
get some Last Jedi stuff at that time, I think, for sure.
So then it'll be late
They'll
April
probably-
that we get Solo then, or mid-April.
Oh, how great would this be? In the spirit of PAL, what if they gave us the Justin Theroux splicer that was in the movie for 3 seconds? What if everybody gets him from like?
What? Oh, you mean the guy
Remember
with
how
the
you got
lapel?
PAL from?
Or-
Yeah, the guy with the lapel.
Yeah. Okay.
Aniston's husband. We get Jennifer.
You mean the
Aniston's
guy with the
husband.
lapel? Yeah, the lapel.
Yeah, the lapel.
He was known as the floral lapel.
Or
Like,
how
that
about
would
how
be
about we
perfect.
get the
Let's
little
get the
dude?
Praetorian Guard, bro.
No, let's get the little dude that put the coins into R2D2, or not R2D2, but BB-8.
Yeah, somebody like that. That's what they give us as a gift. That's
No.
what they'll give you.
No, we need to get a Praetorian Guard or something. That's what that's all I'm gonna say.
What do you
wouldn't
think?
give
if
That's
they,
too
like,
cool
do you think
April
we could get
Fools.
more than one Praetorian Guard?
I don't know about.
Oh,
that. I don't
wait.
think so.
It's April Fools. You're right. Bodhi Rook was the gift.
Yeah, April Fool's.
No, it was
Bodhi.
PAL.
No,
it
Pal was
Bodhi.
a login character for April Fools,
I promise you, it was Bodhi. I remember explicitly.
and there was no fanfare attached to Bodhi Rook.
Yeah,
That was when
PAL.
I.
It
That was
PAL.
when I started this account, and it gave you Bodhi shards and a few extra crystals. So it was a really fun.
No,
time to start
Bodhi
game
was
because
with
you
the-
started with
No,
those
see, I'm-
300 crystals.
Bodhi was with the DVD.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right here. From March 27th, 2017. Is PAL an April Fool's joke? I just looked and
Yeah.
he doesn't seem that good. Seems like a joke.
He was the April login character.
Yeah, he was.
And
Yeah, but you got free Bodhi shards.
The
and you got
Bodhi-
free crystals
Bodhi was
for
with
your
the
April
movie.
Fools.
He was with the movie.
yeah, but you didn't. You just got an unlock for him, and then you just went straight to the Galactic War. Like that day, it was like you just got a character, raid the
Yeah.
Galactic War.
He's so bad.
How cool would it be if they just threw a random stormtrooper at us or something like that?
Well, that
I'm
would be
hoping they
too good.
would.
That would be too good. Like if it was tagged First Order or tagged Empire.
Yeah.
Or even Bounty Hunter, to be
Just-
honest.
Just curious, who has a 7-star Bodhi?
Shout out face.
I could get him, but I don't have him.
Yeah.
Do any of us have a
Bodhi-
7-star
Bodhi
Bodhi?
will be the
No,
last
I don't
guy
care.
I get out of there.
I don't care about Bodhi.
No, I
I
think
mean, have you seen the shard shop? Do you really think I got Bodhi?
I know, right?
Raider. I think Tusken Raider is going to be my last Galactic War farm.
Don't say that.
No way,
me
dude.
too.
At
Me
least
too.
Tusken Raider is a champ.
You know they're gonna add more crap to that story. You know they will.
Hopefully, it's Mother Talzin.
No, not Mother Talzin.
Straight to
No,
Galactic.
it's gonna be Anakin's journey, man. You're gonna have to go murder all the Tuskens.
What?
But you need to 7-star them before they can be properly.
Yeah, we
murdered.
can,
you gotta 7-star them before they properly die.
So
You gotta have your whole Tuscan family, and stage 4. The Old Ben equivalent is like the women and the children one. You gotta survive 4 rounds in order to win.
How great would it be if they did a Tuscan baby?
Tuscan children.
Yeah, Tuscan youngling.
Geonosis clone zombies, dude. That's what I'd like.
We get a Jedi youngling as well.
Right? I would love that.
For
If we
part
had zombie
6.
clone troopers that counted as Geonosians, that'd be cool.
Would they call him a vicious attacker? Jedi youngling, vicious attacker.
Vicious attacker, brutal.
You mean when Anakin defended himself against all those kids?
They were armed.
They were armed and they were threatening. It was a stand your ground. He was like Zimmerman, dude. It was a typical stand your ground situation.
Let's go through the quality of life updates.
They will be fixing more raid ticket display. Finally, very happy. You'll be able to sim Galactic War and the credit heist and training droid events and multi-simming ship challenges. You'll have a text search for pre-battle stuff so that you don't have to scroll through that whole list trying to find like one character, which is great for TV and territory wars because I do that all the time. I'm like, I need to find them. Where are they?
spend 10 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, some fixes for territory wars. There will be a stat to show you how well your team did on defense. Tiebreakers. If you beat a defensive squad for the first time, you'll get some extra banners. And yeah, hold on. And the number of defensive squads per person will be raised at top tier play. so that you can really show off your roster strength.
Did they give a GP limit for that? Like, did they say what tier that was?
I was about to say they did not. There is no record of what that number means.
Okay.
I'm betting it's for the really top end guilds, though. You know, the people who have a lot of Gear 12 crap going on.
There will be more fixes and improvements coming in the quality of life release, and those will be detailed more fully in the release notes.
Can we?
Then the only other thing is Wicket, Night Sisters, and the character release cadence. So basically, we'll see Wicket, Talzin, Zombie, and Spirit in more farmable locations as well as in the recurring events.
Now, do we think
because they realized we all hated that they're just available in their current event?
Do we think that's happening with the next update? Like, when they do the raid update, that's when we're going to get Wicket, Talzin, and stuff in farmable locations?
I do. I really do. I think they're going to be coming quick. Because Wicket is long past, like, where he should have been.
Yeah.
And I think Talzin is coming up to where she should be.
Okay. Now, I wanted to bring this up, and I wanted to get you guys to talk about this, because I think there's a lot of people who don't understand the raid ticket thing. So can I have a guild leader who knows about it explain it for people? What's the deal? Why is this such an important thing?
So basically, how the system worked up until recently, you know how you go into your guild management, you could see the daily tickets per person in your guild. That number was entirely inactive, had no bearing on anything ever. It was sometimes it showed the right number, but oftentimes it didn't. So recently they fixed. So what that meant is you had to go by the lifetime count, which was always correct. But to do that, you need to know what their previous lifetime was from the last time you took it. So you need to have entire spreadsheets set up to do this calculation for you and figure out if they got their 600 tickets or not. They're now fixing it so that you don't have to do that. And they're fixing it further to make it even easier so you really don't have to do so much work to make sure everyone's getting their 600.
No more
So right now we've got
needed.
a temporary fix, or the midway fix, where the daily tracker's pretty much fixed now. So you can log onto the menu and you'll see that people have got 600, and it'll actually display that. So you can use it to work out who's not got the 600, because it'll put them at 570 or whatever they're on.
Okay, cool.
And the big thing with this is that it makes it so we don't have to track it independently, have a ticket officer, then remind people to do their 600. It makes tracking raid tickets easy. And we've been asking this. This has been the carrot that they've been dangling for better part since the Rancor came out.
Okay, awesome. Well, there you go. That's the information on that. That's good. Good to know.
But one thing that I want to address here is the quality of life that they did announce. I mean, I don't know where you guys are, but I read that, and I mean, it's great that they're finally doing the 600, but it's compared to the last quality of life update, I think it's pretty light. Like ship simming, challenge simming for ships is about as, there's one challenge a day, except for one day a week. So it's not really...
Still nice, I think.
It is nice. Galactic War is really nice because, just to spend 12 tickets and boom, you're done. That's going to be amazing. But, I think the thing that I would really, more than anything, want to see is just mod management that makes sense. And, I mean, I spend so much time slinging mods around. And with all the different events and all the different teams you're expected to run, me, that's the new carrot.
Well, they did say...
I'm excited for Credit Heist and Training Droid simming,
I'm
because those are
excited
annoying.
for all the simming, because I'm starting to get to the point where I need to do stuff less in the game. So I need to, be able to sim this stuff.
Yeah.
Good. But when it comes to Galactic War, I would still like them to add a hard mode. So if there's a day where I kind of want to play it just for fun to test stuff out, that would be nice. And then days that I don't want to sim it, I won't. And then the days that I do, I will. Because I think there's something to be said about having a mode where you can just sort of go in and play around and learn new teams.
The proverbial sandbox mode.
Yeah, but we don't have that anymore, and now it's simmable. So that to me is an indication they may never update Galactic War again.
No, I think they're done with it. But that's actually something. It's funny that you mentioned that because they were talking about that on the Shattered Order podcast, and the idea was that after you get to the point where you could sim Galactic War, you could go back to Galactic War pre-nerf,
yes,
when it was really hard, and just test out those teams again.
That is what I want.
You know, well, yeah, but more than that, you know, everybody for the same, pretty much as long as raid tickets have been going, people want a sandbox mode where you could fight your guild members, test your team against their team, you know, not for any stakes or rewards, but just to play the team and to play the game a little more.
Yep.
And I think that would really help in terms of team building and theory crafting, so you don't have to put your real arena team on the line. I'd love to see that. That would be a huge quality of life update.
I want something there, because now that Galactic War is simulable, it basically doesn't exist anymore in my mind. It's just not even a thing. I'm just going to click
it already wasn't a thing.
Yeah, it stopped. I'll be honest with you. When it used to be hard pre-nerf, like there were some days like I didn't even bother. If I couldn't beat it with like one or two teams, I'd get to like the node 10 or whenever it got super hard. And I just would just not do it. I just take my 800 and be done with it.
Maybe I'm one of the rare people who actually enjoyed it, but I really did like the challenge, and I liked being able to, you know, throw in different stuff.
But it's the same teams. You just played the same teams against the whole time. There was no variance.
No, for me there was. I mean, I don't know if you had the same exact teams every time you went up against the Galactic War. I didn't. I had
pretty much. And like
my problem with old Galactic War wasn't that I didn't like the challenge or whatever. I just didn't like having, for my level, basically uncompletable fight that had such big rewards tied.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's a lot of work, and like a lot of times you can't get it. It's like
that's
why I say I can do about it.
Why I say I'd like it to be simmable, but I'd also like it to where you could actually choose to do the difficult fights if you want to. And,
yeah, like I want a good practice mode, but
yeah.
I don't want to be screwed out of rewards like that.
Yeah, that's why that's kind of why I wish they'd do it as a sandbox mode instead of like tying it to something that I need for currency.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is something that I'm really contentious about in that. Like the raid was cool and all, but I would have been so much more happier if we got a sandbox mode thing. That would have been
than the raid?
Yeah, to be honest with you.
Whoa.
That's insane.
To be honest with you,
sorry.
I'm sorry. I really want it badly. Like, I want to be able to go into the game.
Just want to play the sandbox.
I want to be able to go into the game and just play it and learn new teams and grow. That's what I want to be able to do. And I can't do that.
Grow to what?
I'm stuck. I'm stuck with Arena because I have to play the team that's good, that works. And I can't really do I can do testing, but the problem is if I do testing in Arena, it's going to screw me over for a couple days. You know, it's going to be hard to climb back up and stuff. You know, and it's going to take me more time, and I'm going to have to do more crap. It's just annoying. I really want a mode to where I can test new teams out, come up with new ideas, and maybe then be able to implement them in different game modes in the future, you know? I don't know. I really want that to be in the game. And
I want that too, but not more than a raid.
Yeah, well. I mean, I love the raid, don't get me wrong. So. I love it, and I can't wait for it. But man, do I want a friggin' mode like that. But anyways. Other QOL stuff. What was the other stuff that we didn't go over, that we didn't talk about yet?
There is the pre-battle tech search. Pretty self-explanatory. Just you can search.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a big one, man, for building a team. Because I'll tell you, scrolling through, like, doing a raid and trying to, like, a raid is a nightmare.
It's not even that. It's the pre-battle one, so it's only on the squad select screen, not on the normal screen. But yeah,
I thought it was on like the including raids,
right? But just being able to frickin' territory war made this so necessary. I'm like, I need to use everyone.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, same thing same thing in TB. Honestly, there's some times in the Dark Side TB because I'm not really set up entirely for it yet to the point where I know every team that I use like I am in Light Side. So it's gonna be nice to have it for that. And also, is it gonna be in the squad builder too when you're building a squad in there?
Yes,
Yeah.
as I understood it, it is. Yeah,
Okay, that's good
which
too.
is really cool. I mean, that's going to save some time.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I mean, they're
speaking
nice.
of
I was going to say they're nice, but they're not like great. Well, I think last year's quality of life update was pretty monumental, where this year's quality of life is a little bit lackluster. And granted, they haven't announced everything yet, thankfully. But I'll tell you what, again, not to beat the dead horse here, like people have beaten the get your 600 dead horse for a year. If they do change mod management, that would make me a happy panther.
Brenda's biggest gripe with the game.
Do you think?
It is.
I mean, do you think we could be getting any additional? Because they said in the patch,
Yeah, they said that they're not all there. So we have more quality of life improvements coming. But like, what the only thing I really hope for is the mod management side. I can't imagine anything else in the game.
Do you think it could be big? Do you think that the stuff they left out could be big, or do you think it's just small stuff?
If it's mod management, it's huge.
Okay, but do you think that's possible?
I don't think they left out something that big.
Okay.
I don't think they would have left it out. That would be the first thing they'd say, I would think.
Okay.
I mean, the 600 would be the first thing, but it's like the 600 something that the fix is there. There's no fix for something that's a mechanic in the game that you can't get around doing. There's no way to use a spreadsheet to track. You can use Swgoh to like put your mods on characters to see what your mods are, and that is a nightmare if you've ever done that. But it just sucks, man.
Do you think that they could have left out some UI changes that will make our lives easier, things of that nature? Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, what do you imagine there being? I mean, it's hard because you need to visualize the problem before you could say what the quality of life improvement is. Other than
anything that makes targeting characters easier.
Or how about this? Like, if you're gonna make a fix for anything, they should nerf the hell out of Rebel Officer, or give us that character as a kit.
Thrawn,
because I'll tell you what, I'm watching in like as I'm running dark side territory battles, I'm fracturing somebody and seeing their protection regenerate, and it's like that's insane.
My quality of life thing is just like I literally had to go through my arena team and figure out what order they had to be in the squad in so I could properly click on them in battle.
Old Ben, whenever I use Thrawn's ability to transfer, turn meter and give protection, I mean to click on, General Kenobi, but I end up clicking on frickin' Old Ben because he's so tall and he takes up the screen and then crap. I'm like,
I have it where R2, the one I need to target the least, and Thrawn are in the back. And in the front middle, obviously Rey, front right is BB-8, and back right is Kenobi. Because those are the characters I need to click on the most.
Yeah.
And I need to be accurate.
It's annoying.
So if they can fix that, and then don't even get me started on the ship one. Anything involving the capital ship point of view thing, God help me.
You know what's big for me? Reduce CPU usage of the game. And I know this is a weird thing, but in the ship battles specifically, the game uses a lot of CPU resources from the phone, and it lags for me when I have only like another couple apps open. Like I have a web browser and like 2 other apps open.
Well, so in most modern things, the other apps you have open makes no difference because they'll be in sleep mode. And we'll be using like 0 RAM.
Apparently not, because they're using some resources, and when I close them out, the game runs better, right? So they're using something, they're doing something in the background there. So, but what I'm saying is that I do feel like the game needs to use less CPU resources, because I have a serious issue with lag in the game, in ships specifically.
No, that's just the game normally. I'm on an S8. It still lags sometimes.
Yeah.
Probably not as bad as you're talking, but it's
really annoying.
My OnePlus 5 doesn't lag.
I mean, I don't lag in any large way in other areas of the game, but ships, it's just bad. It's just really bad.
What did you guys think of the solo trailer?
I like the solo trailer because that's fun.
I didn't see it. I saw the
How
TV
did you
spot.
not see it? Are you kidding?
I don't care. I have no hope for the movie.
You're a traitor.
Oh, I can't believe this shit.
So I have no hope for the movie. I saw the TV spot during the Super Bowl. Was like, Yeah, this looks like predictable, very predictable trailer.
Yeah,
for,
so
TV
every
spot. And then I was
it's
like,
Star
all right,
Wars, dude. We're gonna see the Kessel Run. What more do you want?
Not
oh
that.
my.
man,
Just
the
wonder.
Kessel Run,
Big
12
Yeah.
whole parsecs.
In 12
Ooh.
parsecs.
Who gives
Damn
a
right.
crap?
Young Lando. How badass does Donald Glover look like as Lando, man?
I just don't care either.
You
I thought
get to see the Millennium Falcon when it's all shiny and new.
It looks like they're
At
trying
no
to make
point-
a Star Wars Guardians of the Galaxy, and no thank you.
so. At no point have I been excited for the Solo movie, and I wasn't excited when it was first announced. I wasn't excited when they had to bring an acting coach on. I wasn't excited when they had to change directors and reshoot scenes.
They
And
do
I'm
that
still
on
not
every Star
excited.
Wars movie. They fired and rehired and cut, and I mean they're Disney's
Yeah, but
a train
this
wreck when it
movie
comes to
though,
this.
this movie though specifically has had the most changes and mess ups of any of the Disney Star Wars movies. Like it,
Which
has-
says a lot.
yeah.
You know, Rogue One was a shit show.
I loved Rogue One when the final product, right? But
So that's what I'm saying. Who knows? You
I
gotta
don't
give
know.
him a
Yeah,
chance.
I watched
bro.
the trailer. Okay, I'll just bring this up for one. The guy doesn't even sound like Han Solo. Okay, not at all. Not in any way, shape,
What do you
or
mean
form.
when he sound like he doesn't sound like Harrison Ford?
I heard him, and I'm like,
Why
that's
don't they
not
just put
Han
a little
Solo.
like beanie cap? Why don't they put Harrison Ford's in like little shorts and a beanie cap, and he could run around and
That's
pretend
not
he's
my
a kid?
point.
That'd be great.
You know what? I would be happy with that.
My point is that I'm not connected. I don't feel like I'm watching Han Solo. I feel like I'm watching some guy in a cosplay pretending to be Han Solo. That's what it looks like in the trailer. And, you know,
I feel like I'm gonna revoke all of your Star Wars cards.
whatever.
I just, as a Star Wars fan, it's taken away.
Sorry.
Hey,
And if-
Brendo, Rogue One
It's
is
been
the third
revoked.
worst Star Wars movie of all
Oh
time.
my god.
Are you serious?
That is bottom three on my list.
favorite? That is like one of my favorite
I
Star
love
Wars
Rogue
movies.
One personally, so I'm against you on this Thrawn, but I'm with you on Solo Thrawn because Solo just doesn't
As long
look
as you
good.
say that The Last Jedi was the worst, I'll agree with you. So everybody hates it, nobody's pleased.
I don't care.
I'm pleased. How much? I'm jumping up and down with joy.
Besides
about
me and Brendo.
Yeah,
Solo.
I could care less.
What about you, Sith? Come on, you don't care?
Well, I mean, it looks alright. It's a Star Wars movie. I'll go see it, but I'm not like. I didn't. The Last Jedi trailer. It was epic. I was like, oh wow. I would see that if it wasn't a Star Wars movie. Whereas this, I'm kind of like, well, it's cool, but we get to see some new stuff. New Millennium Falcon. I mean, they've had to fill in the front so they can sell more toys.
Dear
I didn't really
God,
like that.
Another Millennium Falcon toy. Ugh.
Well, can't wait till we get the second Millennium Falcon ship.
Oh God, don't remind me.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of excited about. You know damn well we're getting the new Millennium Falcon
I
ship.
just don't even care, man.
I mean, the
I'm
old
so
one
proud
got the
of
original
it
one, though.
here.
And guys, if there's not, well, yeah, that's the beauty of this game.
And
You
guess
get all
what? You
the-
can do 5 Hans to rule them all, too. That's
Yeah.
what's fun.
I just
Fun in this game.
don't
We all know
think
that.
I don't think that Han Solo is a good lead for a movie. That's my opinion. I don't think he's a
How
character.
could you-
He
come
was
on,
never
how could
meant
you
to
say-
be a lead. He was meant to be a support character.
My
That was
God,
his
he's
purpose.
Han Solo. He's Han freaking Solo. He could lead.
could
I'd
say
follow
that.
him into battle.
You could say that about he's Chew freaking Baka, man. He could lead a movie. No,
No, he couldn't.
no.
I have trouble believing Luke Skywalker could lead a movie. To me, Solo was the star of Star Wars, and that will never change.
He's a support. I mean, he's a great character. I'm not saying I don't like him as a character. I'm just saying that as a character, he's not a lead.
Hey, you know what I really did like, if I got to say, though? Dude, Chewbacca, he's killing it, bro. Right? I mean, he's in everything.
Looking young, dude. Looking
Am I
sharp.
right? Has there
Right.
been a Star Wars lately that didn't have Chewbacca? I'm just saying.
You know why he looks
he's
young,
across the board.
Brendo? There's a new
Because
actor.
he's like 30 years younger.
Because he's younger.
There's a new actor.
He's quicker. He could actually move like a mammal.
Yeah, no, that you're right. I mean, there's a new actor. They sort of had in the Last Jedi, half of Chewbacca was the old actor and half of it was the new actor. And this new movie, it's completely the new actor. So
Which one ate the porg?
the old actor.
That makes
Any
sense.
scenes where he's not moving around and being agile is the old actor.
That's funny. Well,
All right, I
hopefully,
saw
I'm just saying,
Last
good,
Jedi 3 times, but how
good for
many-
Chewbacca, right? He's making a strong Star Wars presence. Am I right?
Yeah, of course.
He's killing
Do you
it
think we're
across the
gonna
board.
get another Chewbacca?
Why? You seriously
we're
think
probably
we
gonna
won't?
get young versions.
Oh my god, when I saw the trailer, the first thing I thought was, oh, another Chewbacca action figure they're gonna sell.
Well, wait a second. Actually, this kind of like is something that's interesting. One thing that always bugged me about this game is how we have all these characters that we want to see in the game, but they keep inundating us with all these double characters, triple characters, and it's like at some point they have to just cut it out, right? I mean, because we are going to get probably young Han and young Lando.
They're gonna stop. They're gonna stop when Star Wars stops recycling old characters, which isn't gonna happen.
It'll never happen.
That's what I'm saying about Chewbacca. He seems like he's not going anywhere, dude.
Then we're gonna get an Obi-Wan movie, so there's gonna be another.
Yeah,
Obi-Wan.
And I bet you Chewbacca's gonna fucking be in it. That's what I'm saying.
Because
I
he
don't
knows
even care
Yoda,
if
doesn't he,
it's
as
like
well?
2 minutes. Obi-Wan's gonna be all, why, thank you, Chewbacca, and then he's gonna leave, and that's it. But he's gonna be in it. He's just killing it right now. Like in Last Jedi, I was shocked how many times like Chewbacca was just killing it. Like,
Yeah.
he's flying the Millennium Falcon around.
Literally killed a pork.
In the first, and think about it, Force Awakens, he flat out just shoots Kylo down, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. Everything that's come out with Chewbacca lately, I mean, he's a badass. He's just crushing it.
Yep. All right. So Disney is developing not just one, but a few Star Wars series for next year's Disney's service, their streaming service that they're coming out with, and the level of talent will be rather significant, says the CEO of Disney, Bob Iger. So this is kind of a big deal because the shows that they're developing are not animated. These are live action shows that are going to be coming to the new Disney streaming service next year. So, I mean, let's talk. What do you guys think? Where do you think we're going with this? This looks really fascinating to me.
Do you think that means Miley Cyrus?
Oh, good lord.
Where's
Well, I know
Ramos?
one person who'd watch it. Oh,
Wait, what's it?
I said I knew one person who would at least watch it, but
Oh, okay.
Tim said Ramos at the same time, and that's what I was thinking of.
I read those words and I'm like, cool. I have no care because I'm on and off with my Netflix subscription, so I'm not going to sign up for another streaming service from Disney because I don't care. I love Star Wars, but at the same time, like, I'm not signing up for a bunch of things, and that's going to be their downfall.
I'm sure these shows will come to DVD at some point, so probably get them when they come to DVD.
I don't care where they are, as long as they're good and worth watching. I'll eventually see it.
Yeah,
that's what it really matters. Like, I haven't watched Rebels, but just because I watched a little bit of it and I was like, it's kind of weak.
I mean, what do you think we could get some interesting, shows set in different time periods since they're doing multiple shows?
It's hard to say. I really just want a Clone Wars round 2. Like, it's set in a different time or whatever. I want it exactly like Clone Wars, but just set in a different time.
Yeah. Okay.
I'd be happy with that.
What
I don't know
think,
if
Sith?
Kind of a random cartoon, but I don't know if you guys watched the most recent Samurai Jack, but that was a really awesome show. I would love for them to have something like that and make it, Star Wars theme. That'd be awesome.
Well, we do know that, there's also a few different cartoons in development for Star Wars right now, so we'll see what happens with that. We should get more news on that, the Star Wars cartoon stuff, pretty soon because Rebels is coming to an end. So when that happens, we'll get more information on that. Now, the next bit of news, I guess, if anyone has anything else to say about that one.
Nope.
Is the Game of Thrones directors are developing a new Star Wars trilogy when they finish Game of Thrones, and they had this to say: in the summer of 1977, we traveled to a galaxy far, far away, and we've been dreaming of it ever since. We are honored by the opportunity, a little terrified by the responsibility, and so excited to get started as soon as the final season of Game of Thrones is complete. And then Kathleen Kennedy, the chief of Lucasfilm, had this to say: David and Dan are some of the best storytellers working today. Their command of complex characters, depth of story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in ways I find incredibly exciting. So, what do we think about this? These two quotes. what we could see in the future with this new trilogy. Now, I want to say one thing before we start. This trilogy is separate from the Rian Johnson trilogy. That's still happening. So these are two separate trilogies that are coming. So what do we think about this new trilogy? I think Brenda wants to start.
Yeah. Anytime you can combine Game of Thrones with Star Wars, I'm all in.
Mm-hmm.
And, I mean,
I just
really,
hope that they stick to a better storyline than Game of Thrones.
whoa, dude, time out. Is this time? Are we going to have a podcast within a podcast here?
No.
No.
Because I think it's time for us to step into the Game of Thrones box with me and Furious.
Do you want me to
Oh,
just
gosh.
throw up on the ground and rub my face in it? That's about all that's going to happen.
I know, dude. I'm
It's
going to
just
take you down a notch. I've been eyeing you up for a while, Furious.
I want to finish this. I want to finish this podcast
let's
before we
not
start
do
another
that.
one.
Let's not do that. We'll do it. We'll do it later, I think. But Admiral, what do you think? What do you want to say about it?
I have never watched Game of Thrones.
What?
What about the quotes themselves, though? How do you feel?
The quote?
Yeah.
What, the quote that they wrote?
The quotes from Kathleen Kennedy and from the directors themselves.
Sure. You know what? If they're gonna do it, good on them. I might watch it if it looks good. Actually, I will probably watch it at some point, no matter what. I watched Rogue One eventually. But yeah.
Sith?
Fuck. How have you never seen Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
What do you think about this?
Well, I think it'll be very cool. I'm excited to see where they can take a Star Wars trilogy, and as long as it's of the similar quality to Game of Thrones and things they've made, I think that it will get a very, very good finished product.
I guess what I really want is it to be rated R.
Well, if it's again,
If we're just
Game
gonna
of Thrones,
if we're gonna be crude about it, I would just want it to be rated R. I want to see people like get shredded. Like I want it to go hard in the paint. Star Wars.
You know what really excites me about this is what Kathleen Kennedy said, and I think the quote is very specific. She says, their command of complex characters, depth of story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in ways I find incredibly exciting. The part about richness of mythology, I think, is big, right? I think these guys are gonna be the guys.
Wait, I didn't catch that. Could you read that again, Valen?
Yes, sure. Their command of complex characters, depth of story, and richness of mythology will break new ground and boldly push Star Wars in ways I find incredibly exciting. Okay, so that was Kathleen Kennedy. I think she said that on purpose in a big way, because depthness of mythology, to me, that's ringing all sorts of bells that we're going to get some very deep movies, whether it comes to the Force or some of the ideas within the Force, or maybe Old Republic, maybe different mythological stuff within Star Wars that like Dave Filoni likes to do in his stuff, like the Bendu and concepts of that nature. I'm really excited. It excites me when I hear her say richness of mythology. Also, the depth of story and the complex characters is a good bit too, because we need more of that in Star Wars, I think. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I think
So yeah, everybody's excited. It's gonna be great. I'm hoping.
that's cool.
Rated R.
Yeah.
God. Cloud of Sith. Rated R.
So with this though, we have in the next 10 years, let's say, we have 2 trilogies coming. We have the Obi-Wan Kenobi movie, right? We have a bunch of TV shows, apparently, between the cartoons and the live action ones. And then we have I think we know obviously Solo's coming, and then we also have the end of the current trilogy. So we already know about like 10 movies that are coming.
Man, Disney is milking their investment.
Yeah.
It's gonna be like the Marvel movies. We're gonna get like 5 a year. It's gonna be great.
Hey, well, as long as
Don't forget, isn't there the Boba Fett movie after 9?
No,
right?
I think they can that, honestly. There
Did
hasn't
they?
been, yeah.
Oh,
Just haven't got around to it yet. They're gonna hit us up.
Obi-Wan is
We're gonna
coming
get-
after 9. Obi-Wan is coming after 9. That's the movie after 9.
Did
So-
you guys see that report of George Lucas who was apparently checking out studios in Ireland or something?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, do you think they're going to bring Lucas back to do a trilogy?
Not a
Oh
trilogy.
God, why?
No,
Look,
he might
they're passing them out like
seriously
Oprah
script
status right now. They're like, you get a trilogy, you get a trilogy.
I know, it's pretty crazy, man. Like,
How do we put our names in the hat?
Might as well give Lucas a job, right?
direct
The
some
future
movies
Wales
or
trilogy.
direct some TV shows and movies that are really amazing, and maybe you'll get thrown in.
I mean, half these people haven't, so
Well, yeah, apparently all you need to do is like 2 episodes of Breaking Bad, and then you can just direct anything.
The Game of
Yeah.
well, those were good episodes.
They were great episodes.
And then the Game of Thrones people, they're good. I look forward to it.
I'd love to see Daenerys Targaryen like as a Star Wars character. That would really make me
I
smile.
don't think they're gonna bring all the actors in. But they're gonna be good writing. I think so. We'll
All right,
see.
how about this for the worst idea for a Star Wars movie? Do like a Robert Altman Star Wars movie. That would be like my heaven.
look, by the end of like by the end of the century, we're gonna have a Star Wars movie for every minor character that ever appeared in the 6 movies.
Do you guys think like
Mark
Wes
my words.
Anderson could do one?
What's that, Brenda?
What?
Anderson could do a Star Wars movie, or the Coen brothers?
I don't know.
No Country for Old Sith?
Oh gosh. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But it's stuff to look forward to.
Rancor Unchained.
Yeah, Rancor and Dude, Tarantino would be amazing.
Quentin
doing a Star Wars.
Tarantino in Star Wars. Oh my god.
He could do a Star Wars Cantina movie.
Oh god, that would be mind trippy. Can you imagine? Can you imagine a Star Wars movie that's like Deep Space Nine or something? Like, I don't know.
With like the Dominion
Yeah.
and a wormhole.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, it's called Deep Space Nine.
Okay. All right. Great stuff. So that's the Star Wars news then.
Well, where are we now? Huh.
Oh, gosh.
Where are we now, indeed?
Yeah, where are we
Thanks,
now?
Brenda.
Yeah.
Who am I?
Thrawn.
Don't remember.
Let's start at the top and go down the list, I'd say.
Yeah, let's start at the top with Furious, right? I'm just kidding. No, go ahead, Brenda.
Well, Thrawn first.
Hello, letter
Is it
A.
alphabetical?
Yeah. Why not?
So hi, I'm Tim, Admiral Thrawn, whatever. I don't shit. Currently,
Drunk.
I am like 1.6 mil. I just knocked my headphones off. Good job. I'm currently 1.6 mil GP. These questions are very out of date. Jesus Christ.
Just
say
go.
what you're
Just
doing.
go.
in-game,
Just say what you're
because
doing in game.
they're fucked up.
Give me a minute. I'm just laughing at the next 2 questions on the thing.
Don't read them. It'll just make your head explode.
Just say where you're going in game. Say what you're working on.
Currently working on, I don't even know at this point. I'm just trying to figure it out. I think I started working on Sith because I'm like, maybe they'll be next. Because I just finished Imperial Troopers. Only one of my
Smart
guild
move.
to get the IPD shards. I am, as a result, I'm still starring up Sith Assassin and Sith Trooper and Savage and gearing up Assassin right now. They're all like 6 stars. Ships is just happening. Oh, I finally finished all 5. I finally finished 5 rebel ships. 7 stars. Did not get pistons. So I just got to do the home 1 farming. And then I will have Chimera 7-star. And as a result, I'm really enjoying playing with Imperial Troopers. That's what it all comes down to. Imperial Troopers are fun. I don't even have them Zetaed, and they are a blast to play with. And yeah.
Stark, right?
What?
Using Stark.
Yeah, I'm using Veers, Stark, Shore, Snow, Death Trooper.
There you go. That's what I would do.
Minimum, like I think Dark and Snow are gear 9, gear 10 on Veers, gear 11 on Shore and Death Trooper.
Are they all 7 stars?
No, Veers and Stark are 6-star,
Oh, okay, good to know.
but they crush the mission. and just a blast in everything, especially in territory battles. So that's it for me.
Hey, Brendo.
Okay, hi. Well, I'm sort of like just gearing up. My Kenobi, he's ready to go to gear 12 as soon as I get 3 more shards of him, so it's going to be big when I can finally do that. In the guild store, I'm doing Dengar and Zam Wessel. Zam's almost done. I kind of paused Sith Assassin, and after I do Zam and Dengar and Stark, I'm going to start adding in Acolyte and Papalu just to finish up those and the Night Sisters Deluxe, and I'm done. Other than that, I paused Arena, Galactic War, and one other store, Cantina store. I don't need anything else out of the Cantina, but I need like some garbage out of Galactic War and Arena. But I'm just saving up currency to see where Mother Talzin and Wicked and those guys are going to go. But I am doing a lot of Zeta buying. So I just Zetaed Veers last night, actually. And I am doing some hard node farming for Jawa and Lobot because I finally finished up my TIE Reaper, although I don't have enough ship credits to 7-star him, which is embarrassing. Yeah, it was really poorly planned on my part.
It was
but other than
hilarious.
that, like frustrating. Like when you're done and you're like, oh wait, I need credits to upgrade it. I have 687 right now, so. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Next up, I'm going to do is the Imperial Troopers.
So in terms of what I've been up to, so it's been a while since we've done this. I've actually got 6 Gear 12 guys now going, which is pretty nice. I've got my Thrawn, who is almost 100% actually. My Darth Nihilus, my Old Ben, Commander Luke, General Kenobi, and my Death Trooper, who is 100%, aside from the Zeta. But yeah, that's pretty exciting.
Wait, time out. Then he's not 100%, Valen.
Well, I mean, he's 100%. I mean, I'll Zeta him.
That Zeta's worth a lot.
I'll Zeta him eventually. But yeah, so that's why.
Sounds
Come on,
like
even mine Zated.
That's what I got going. And then I've brought a ton of characters. I finished off finally. I finished off my Shore and my Krennic. They're 7 stars, which is really feels great. Baze is 7 stars. That really feels great. Just all sorts of great stuff finished off. Sort of just coasting on where I'm at right now in terms of my roster. But right now, I'm not really working on much. I'm working on First Order right now for a few different reasons. I'm going to use them in the Dark Side territory battles in replacement for one of my 2 Empire teams that I run for the purposes of offloading Imperial troopers onto another node. And First Order seems like fun. So yeah, my Kylo Ren on Mast is going to be 6 stars here today, and then probably 7 stars by the end of this month. So I'm excited about that. And I'm just gearing up basically Kylo Ren on Mast, First Order TIE Pilot, and First Order Stormtrooper. Those are the guys that I'm working on right now to get to Gear 11 basically. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna do some work on on the last few Imperial Troopers I need to do. I have 3 left that I want to gear up a little bit more, and outside of that, there's not much going on. Ships, I'm working on the light side ships to finish those off, and be able to set up for the Thrawn ship. In terms of Zetas, I don't think I have anything really new to talk about since the last time we talked. I can't remember what I had Zeted last time, but I've got 10 Zetas right now, so that's how many Zetas I've got applied to characters.
Cool.
And yeah, Arena, the main thing for me is I'm doing really good in Arena right now, so I'm happy about that. I'm using an unorthodox team. This is the last thing I wanted to talk about was the Arena team. So right now I'm using General Kenobi, Old Ben, Barriss, Thrawn, and Nihilus. and that team works wonders for me. I hold my position. I don't go below rank 52, as where with my Commander Luke team, I usually drop down to like rank 120. So I'm pretty happy about that. That's a pretty awesome team working out good for me. So yeah, that's what I got going.
What about you, Sith? Spraggy?
I'll go. So, I think a few days ago I was speaking with Brenda and Bannon, and they suggested that I take GK to get 12, so I did that.
Good for you!
Yay! Woohoo!
Unlike Brendo, I have my 7-star, so I could, do it when I chose to.
Yeah, pour salt on my wounds.
I must have accumulated at least 300 shards of shard shot by now for him. So aside from that, this week I also 7-star Phantom and Ghost ship.
Nice.
So that was pretty exciting. And again, I had enough credits to get them up to 7-star right away. And I'm using them. I've also, I guess I've improved my troopers a little bit, but they're still not good enough for the CM. They need a bit more gear, but I am enjoying having Stark all appear in the guild store all the time. That's definitely accelerated my farming considerably. He's only about 20 short of 100 now. So aside from troopers, I'm also kind of lightly working on bounty hunters. I was able to do the phase 2 mission with them, and I did a bit better in their CM as well, but they definitely need a bit of work still. My arena team, I've changed a couple mods around, so it's performing a little bit better now, and I managed to break into the top 10 for the first time ever.
Nice.
Well, actually, I hadn't even been in the top 20. I just went straight. One day, I just realized I could do it.
Big congrats on that, dude.
And who are you using?
CLS, Han Solo, R2, and Chase.
Okay, cool.
How does that hold for you? Are you getting knocked down a lot, or do you stay up there?
Well, yesterday was the first day I got into the top 20, and I got to 8th, and I dropped down to 28th.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No, and so I don't know how far I'll drop today.
Yeah, keep us updated on that.
Yeah, I will do, because it's quite an old team.
What are you facing up against?
So I'd say there's about 3 or 4 Night Sister teams in the top 20. There's probably 4 or 5 Palpatine and Vader-based teams, and then there's a handful of CLS-based teams similar to mine, but they normally tend to run GK and Thrawn instead of Chase or GK Zaris. And then the rest of the teams, the rest of the arenas, maybe the other 10 out of 20 is probably raid teams. So the raid teams I have been struggling with, but today, I don't think I'd ever beaten one before until today, or as I decided I was just going to learn how to do it. So I managed to beat one today, which would definitely be useful because I may be able to actually take rank 1 if I can beat those teams. So aside from that, I'm working on a few more hard mode characters. I'm farming Falcon, and I'm farming Jawa, and who else? A handful. I'm working on Barris, and that's about it. Yeah, I'm done.
I'm currently gearing up my Palpatine, Vader, Nihilus, Thrawn, Old Ben for Arena as I did Palpatine this morning, and been running that in Arena, easily breaking top 70, 60, pushing for 15 tomorrow.
Nice. Anybody else you're farming?
First Order Stormtrooper.
Yeah, that's a crappy one.
Spragsy, how much further do you have to go for a First Order Stormtrooper?
100 shards.
Well, you're at the end. Final third, dude.
I'm at 50. 50 left for me. So I'm feeling it with you there, Sprags.
Mine's been 7-star for like so long. That was one of the first hard nodes I picked up on. Him and Beers. Gotta have those dark sides ready. Well, I guess that leaves me. So I've pretty much been putting everything into the Sith, obviously. Not really much else to talk about. If it's a Sith, I put stuff into it. I did buy a couple packs to get Marauder crystals, but I didn't really have much luck. So I probably won't continue doing that, but I wanted to roll the dice a few times just in case. But yeah, pretty much Sith, Gear 12 and all my Sith. And then other than that, I'm just doing my TB requirements that I'm missing out on. It's like a couple of bounty hunters and a few things like that, you know. I think I'm missing bounty hunters and a couple troopers and simple crap like that. So kind of finishing those off. But by the end of the month or next month, I should have all that polished off and be ready to play around more. Maybe get back into the Ewoks. I guess it just depends how this new raid looks. I don't know. Got a feeling we're going to need some weird teams for it.
You're working TB stuff though, right?
Yeah, exactly. I'm working on my requirement tunes, CLS and CHS and people like that. Bounty hunters, Imperial troopers, a few other random rebels and shit. Nobody that I enjoy farming, that's for sure. And as far as arena goes, though, like I said, I already mentioned I'm using EP lead with Vader, and man, that's a lot of fun. Gotta say, I'm really enjoying it. I think that I could benefit greatly if we got one more tune released that put it all together or whatever, but I don't know. We'll see, hopefully. But yeah, that's about it. And I'm over 1.8 GP now, which is cool. I unlocked my Millennium Falcon, which gave me quite a boost, maybe like 30K or something.
Oh, I completely forgot to say what mine was. I'm at 2.1.
Yeah, seems like we're all going up at about the same rate.
Bumping and grinding.
Well, I
Is there
think
anything
I'll.
else you're farming?
At this rate, another 2 months, I'll be 2 mil. So I'm pretty stoked about that. Seems good. And yeah.
Valen, where are you posting in Arena?
Oh, I'm at like rank 30. I usually end up at about rank 30 right now. I got to rank 25 the other day, but yeah.
So I'll probably overtake you again if I post higher.
Oh, yeah, sure, yeah.
You mean people aren't in top 10 consistently?
Thrawn, just don't.
Yeah, some of us aren't on a 2-month-old shard.
Speak for yourselves.
That they have they bought one character and they could just assure number one.
Yeah, that's definitely how my shard worked.
I know how it is, Tim. I see that.
That's why I have better mods than Valen, as we found out the other night.
Well, that's not. He's waiting to do his mod. His mod farm's going to come 3 years from now, so it's just
2 months.
waiting.
2 months from now.
It's gonna come in 2 months when he finally farms Jawas.
How do you farm? How do you hold with your team, Valen? Because I know you were mentioning how it was quite good. But...
Oh, really well, actually. I hold quite normally. I stay rank 52 is like the lowest that I've gone recently. I haven't checked today yet, but normally I don't go below that normally. And then
so you could typically drop 25 places.
25? Is that 25? Yeah, I guess that's 25. Yeah, sure. Yeah, but that's not a lot for me. I'm used to dropping from the top 50 to rank 120, right? So for me, this is good. I'm pretty happy about that. I hold, and some days I hold. Like the other day, I was in rank 30 all day long, and no one even touched me. So it just depends on the day.
Have you had to? Did you change your team up a lot, kind of with the Ray meta, or was it? Because I know you're always running like an interesting team.
I use a different team to go up against Ray, and then when I set my defense, I go back to my defense team.
Okay, so you've been running a similar thing for a while.
Yes. Yep. I basically.
And that was kind of your CLS, non-having CLS coping team.
Yeah, I have my CLS team. I have the team that I just told you about, and then I have a Thrawn lead team that I use, and that's sort of what I switch between.
So you've kind of been running this team since Thrawn came out.
What's that?
I stopped running Thrawn. I was totally running him for a while, but even with EP lead, I dropped him. I don't get enough use out of him. I feel like EP just does plenty of work.
I like my Thrawn lead team. It works really well. I mean, it's essentially Thrawn with Death Trooper, Darth Nihilus, Old Ben, and Shore Trooper. That's
I don't run a Thrawn lead anymore, but he's still in my squad.
Yeah, as soon as the EP rework came through, I dropped him out. I don't think I'm going to use him for a while unless I went full Empire. He just seems like you need all the Empire guys around him.
That team is really potent for me for taking out Rey and Commander League teams.
I mean, at least for Dark Side, that is. I guess I could do the Titans kind of deal with R2 and CLS and shit like that, but I'm not really into that.
Whatever works for you, I say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been ranking in the top 10 ever since the rework, so I'm pretty pumped about it. I don't mind at all. And I maybe fall, like on a shitty day, I may fall into the 50s or whatever. But usually I stay in like 20s or 15 or so. But every now and then I do get bumped back pretty far.
Yeah.
But I think it's mostly because I'm the only person that's doing it on my shard in like the top 70 people, so I get a lot of attention. Everybody battles me.
I think my team is just really annoying, and so that's why people don't go because you've got Old Ben and Kenobi, and that's.
Hey,
well, the one thing that is a little different is if you have Palpatine, those guys just die. I mean, they fucking just crumble. Well, it's been pretty great. Thanks for coming and listening here at Future Whales, and we'll hope to have some news here at the end of the week and maybe do another one about the upcoming raid. Thanks for watching.